Ooh, I just died in your arms tonight. That was really bad.
Welcome to Born to Watch, where three old mates, an ex-video shop owner, an industry insider, and a black belt in 80s kung fu movies put their mastery to the test on movies that changed the world.
Hey there, fellow watchers, and we hope you had an extremely amazing Christmas for 2022. I know we did. We've all had an amazing time with our family and really enjoying the time off. Gow looks like a new man after having not worked 20 hours a day. So it's good to have you back, the G-Man. I'm, of course, Whitey, one of the hosts of Born to Watch. And I'm going to introduce the team straight up. The G, how are you, mate?
Really good. Glad to be back. I hope everyone had a great Christmas, as Whitey said. I certainly did. Very relaxing and just taking it very easy. Looking forward tonight to what should be a great podcast.
This is going to be a good one. And look, we're not far from leaving to go up to the land.
I know.
And so that's exciting as well.
Next one on the land.
The next one will be on Sunny Payne's land. And of course, we shoot up to Noosa for Verbal Kint. Dan on the land, how are you, mate?
Verbal can't. I'd like to say it's a big week on the land, but it's not a big week on the land because we fucking talk about this every 12 hours or so because you've made me do about 4 pods in the last fucking 6 days. So, and I hate to spoil it for everyone, but it's still fucking before Christmas. They're trying to make it sound like it's after. But all Whitey does is work me to the bone so that he can have a bit of time off on the land when they come up in about 10 days' time. So, yeah, sorry to debunk it, but it's fucking December 22nd.
Mate, you invented not going inside the sausage morgues. What happened
My God. I know you like that sausage to be hard and strong, Dan, but you're showing them all the inside.
Yeah, they need to know. The F-words expect the truth from me, if nothing else. So there we go. So
that's
true. Don't have a Merry Christmas yet because it's not Christmas.
If nothing else, he's invested in this episode early on, which is great. Look, after one of our more enjoyable episodes, Love Actually, we're finishing our Christmas trio with an 80s buddy cop masterclass, 87's Lethal Weapon. Look, it's a teenage rite of passage to see Lethal Weapon. And it probably wasn't until the 90s that I got to see it. It came out in 87. I was probably a couple of years away from being able to go to the movies.
Yeah, I don't think I watched it in 87. What were we, 13?
Yeah, but it was one of the
13.
It was one of the first, not the first, but one of the first pirated VHSs in my collection. So it became a fond one. That's probably a good place to hit. Gow, we're going to go with overs and unders. I've got 35 on this one. I'd like to hear what you got.
I'm reckoning I'm over.
Yeah.
I'm over 35 for sure on this movie. There is no doubt.
Yeah. What about you, Dan?
Well, that's interesting that you say 35. I hadn't seen it in quite a number of years. I expect it's over 35 just because I would have watched it a lot when we were tackers and growing up. So yeah, I'll go with over 35, but I can't actually remember before this week when I'd seen it recently.
Yeah, look, I'm over 35. This was a multi-watch movie for a lot of those early years. Probably for the first 10 years I had this. It was a multi-yearly watch.
I agree with you, Morgs. I haven't watched it for quite a while, but we definitely used to watch it a lot.
I don't want to give any premature adulation, but I was saying to Gow when he first turned up here that you don't watch a movie for a little while. I don't think I've watched Lethal Weapon for probably over a year, maybe 2 years. And as I was watching, I was going, shit, this is a good movie. Really enjoying this. And there were bits in there that I had forgotten that I sort of chuckled along with. But we'll get to that. I don't want to give too much away. And look, so why don't we start with you, Gow, and you hit us with a synopsis for Lethal Weapon.
All right, strap in, boys, because this one's a long one.
Straight
off the cover.
A long one. Like it.
Here we go. Martin Riggs is no ordinary cop. He's a Mad Max gone maniacal, a man whose killing expertise and suicidal recklessness make him a lethal weapon to anyone he works against or with. Roger Murtaugh is an easygoing homicide detective with a loving family, a big house, and a pension he doesn't want to lose. Imagine Murtaugh's shock when he learns his new partner is a guy with nothing left to lose. Wild-eyed, burnt-out Martin Riggs. Lethal Weapon is the thrill-packed story of two Vietnam vets turned cops who have just one other thing in common. Both hate to work with partners. But their partnership becomes the key to survival when a routine murder investigation leads to all-out, take-no-prisoners, martial arts and machine guns war with an international heroin ring. Director Richard Donner moves that war at 2 speeds, fast and faster. Hot LA days and nights explode in one show-stopping scene after another, culminating in a no-holds-barred battle between Riggs and his angel of death nemesis Joshua, an electrifying sequence incorporating 3 martial arts styles and requiring 4 full nights to film. Fierce, fast, and frequently funny, Lethal Weapon fires off round after round of can't-miss entertainment.
It's pretty good. It's elaborate.
It's very long. I didn't even get the taglines in there.
Hit me one. Hit me with one.
If these two can learn to stand each other, the bad guys don't stand a chance.
Nice. That's a good one.
Hang on. 2 cops. Glover carries a weapon. Gibson is one. He's the only LA cop registered as a lethal weapon.
Love it. I love it. What a good synopsis. And after that, why don't we listen to the trailer?
He's a criminal's worst nightmare. A cop who enjoys the danger.
No guns, no jujitsu, just bring him down.
Do you really want to jump? Well, then that's fine with me. Come on.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait a minute. What the?
He was ready to retire. Now, he's gonna wish he had.
Gun! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Raj, meet your new partner.
New partner? Too old for this.
If these guys can just stand each other,
What you got in there? 4-inch Smith? A lot of old timers carry those.
the bad guys don't stand a chance.
Don't kill anybody, don't tell anybody. I'm too old for this.
Are you as good as you say you are?
Nobody can touch me.
Suppose we better register you as a lethal weapon.
You ever met anybody you didn't kill?
Well, I haven't killed you yet.
Okay, there we have it. Another great 80s trailer, which sort of tells us all we need to know.
Trailer was shorter than the synopsis.
Trailer was shorter than the synopsis, there's no doubt. Look, this is an interesting one, and it's the first one where I think IMDb may have really badly missed the boat, which is not surprising after they've just announced their top 10 movies for 2022, which is a rant that I will go on later. IMDb have rated this one 7.6 out of 10. Now, Rotten Tomatoes have this 80% certified fresh on the tomato meter and an 86% audience score. I think that's more or less around where this movie should probably rate. Definitely not 7, not with a 7 in front of it.
I don't know how that comes about. We don't know why, but
I can tell you what, I can tell you how and why. Because IMDb have rated The Batman as the best movie of 2022. Now, we all saw Top Gun Maverick, didn't we? Is that not the best movie of 2022? It came 4th.
Wow, really?
Yeah, came 4th. So I love IMDb. It's my go-to. I know Morgs is big on IMDb as well. Lost a little bit of faith in this Lethal Weapon, and then Top Gun Maverick is the 4th best movie of 2022. What do you think, Morgs?
I fucking can't get IMDb on my computer anymore. I've somehow blocked it.
Really?
Yeah.
You need to download the app onto your Huawei or whatever you've got.
No, I can get it on my phone. I just can't get it on my Mac Daddy.
Well, that's not very good, is it?
No.
Well,
how can you not get onto IMDb? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it sucks. No, because I know you
Don't
guys...
you have a special password because you're an industry insider?
Well, that's it. I think I lapsed on my membership because I thought it's a long story, but essentially when you become a member of the Academy and you can vote on the Oscars and shit, they actually give you a free IMDb account. So I thought I'll just wait it out a little bit longer and they'll flick me an IMDb Pro and suck it. I won't have to pay for it. But they blanked me. So anyway, IMDb can fuck off.
Okay,
Well,
excellent.
that's not good news, Morgs.
Speaking of IMDb, Gow, why don't we go to the cast?
All right, here we go. Mel Gibson. Born in the US in 56, moved to Australia when he was before 10. He moved in the early 1960s, but studied at NIDA. I think we've been through Mel before.
Yeah, I've been through Mel when
Yeah.
we did Mad Max.
Yeah, but he was alongside Judy Davis. They played Romeo and Juliet together, and Jeffrey Rush and Colin Friels. So all-star cast coming through NIDA at that stage.
Yeah.
First movie was Summer City. He played Scallop in 77. And then a few iconic Australian shows. Got any ideas?
The Sullivans.
Bang. You got that in front of you?
No, I don't.
Oh, nice. Well
Yeah.
done. Cop Shop. But then into Mad Max. He was still at NIDA, I believe, when he went
He
into
was.
that.
He was in 90, yeah.
And critically acclaimed. Then Tim as well in 1979 with Piper Laurie.
Yep.
But then really hit it. Gallipoli, 81. The Road Warrior, 81. The Year of Living Dangerously. Bounty, 84. Beyond Thunderdome, 85. And then Lethal Weapon, 87. Probably the role that
This is the one.
that really pushes
This
him
is
into
the one.
superstardom. Yeah.
This is the one.
Tequila Sunrise.
1 Degree.
There is another 1 Degree.
There is another 1 Degree.
It's a very straightforward one.
It's very easy. I'm sure Morgs has done some research on it, so we'll ask him when we get to 1 Degree.
1 Degree. Yeah, it was a piece of business work.
Do you know who it is?
No.
Yeah, well done. Well played.
Surely you must know that one.
What about the guy that's torturing Mel Gibson with the electrodes?
Oh, of course. Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
Yes.
Endo.
Yeah.
Endo, his name is in the movie. Anyway, yeah, Lethal Weapon, Tequila Sunrise, Lethal Weapon 2, Bird on a Wire, Air America 1990, Maverick 94, and then Braveheart 95. He got the Academy Award for Braveheart. didn't he?
Best picture,
Best picture,
best
didn't it? Yeah,
director.
that's right.
Yep.
Ransom in 96 and Conspiracy Theory.
Like them.
Yeah. And then obviously Lethal Weapon 4, Payback, really good movie in 99.
Yep.
The Patriot,
Yeah, Heath Ledger.
Shit.
What
Shit.
Women Want.
I got to say,
Yeah.
is this Mel Gibson's best character? Do we think Martin Riggs is his best character?
Going through all of those, you got Mad Max.
Yeah, I know. I actually think that Riggs might be the one.
I think Riggs. Yeah, I'll take Riggs.
Riggs.
He is.
Yeah, I'll take Riggs.
He is so cool and good. Is there a better smoker than how he smokes? I know Morgs used to get a hard on when John Travolta smoked in Broken Arrow, and Morgs actually considered taking up, durry munching for a time there when Broken Arrow came out because John Travolta was such a cool smoker. But,
He had that real quick release from his lips.
mate,
It was,
yeah,
it was
you could
good.
tell it was
Yeah.
it was purely practiced.
Yeah.
Mate, is
Yeah.
he good smoker? Is there a better nude smoker?
There's no better nude
No,
smoker.
he's straight out of bed.
I tell you what, he's chiseled out of granite.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson
Mate, he's
in this
about
movie.
5'2".
Yeah,
It's
he's not big.
Parky.
It's a
He only
small
has to-
piece of granite.
He has to
It's a
push the
small piece
weight
of granite.
about a third of what we have to push. That was always my complaint with Parky at the gym.
Yeah.
Those
Short
little
arms.
levers.
Short
Little
arms.
levers.
It's
Little
a
levers.
piece of piss.
Massive advantage.
Little levers, big wang. It's all about counterbalance.
But yeah, anyway, later ones, Machete Kills, The Expendables 3. He's obviously won 2 Oscars, as we said, Best Picture, Best Director for Braveheart.
I just
We'll
said something
double
really
check that.
insightful, but I had it on mute, so I'll say it again. I really enjoyed Apocalypto.
What
Yeah.
amazing film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing
really
film.
clever, especially as a foreign language or a dead language film. to
None
be
of them
able
had
to
acted
hold
before.
out. Yeah, amazing. So,
Yeah.
check that out if it's a really good film.
Yeah. I remember that we saw Megan and I on our honeymoon at Maroochydore in what ended up being the storm of the century, saw the Passion of the Christ on our honeymoon.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
This is a funny story, right? So we're in a packed cinema in Maroochydore, I think it is, and it is shitting with rain. And we're in there and we're on the back row, and I'm sitting next to a guy. And when Jesus is being whipped as he's being, whipped about to go onto the cross, this guy turns to me and goes, "Mate, don't doing that to me. I'd fucking smash him."
Yes. Thanks, mate.
And I went,
Thanks, mate.
And I just sort of looked at him and gave him the appalled head, and then went back to my flagellation that was happening on the screen.
Oh,
But
God.
yeah, hilarious. Not only did I see the Passion of the Christ on my honeymoon, but I reckon that if he was Jesus, he would have kicked some serious ass.
Nice.
Who's next, G-Man?
Speaking of obscure movies, I noticed on the social media this week that your mate over in New Zealand checked out a movie that we recommended and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, Candy. Yeah, Adam Strang, The Space Below. Check them out. He's got a little house band going over there in New Zealand, doing quite well. They're on Spotify.
Awesome. Good on him.
And he watched Candy on our recommendation and really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I don't know if you could
performances
say
there, Adam.
really enjoyed Candy, but look, you can appreciate the craft.
Wait, I'm glad we recommended that to him.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's a great recommendation. Glad I could help there, Adam.
That was all Gow. That was all Gow. Strangles, all Gow. All right, you're up, J-Man. What's next?
Look, a couple of sliding doors. He was offered the role of Elliot Ness in The Untouchables in
Same
87,
year.
but declined it because he was on Lethal Weapon.
Can't see that. I can't see him being the clean skin Elliot Ness, Costner.
He would have been He would have been hardcore.
Yeah,
he would have been
Sean Connery role.
Yeah, good call.
But yeah, he also turned down Harvey Dent or Two-Face in Batman Forever due to Braveheart, scheduling conflicts with Braveheart.
Well played.
And turned down the Terminator, turned down Kyle Reese's role, the role of Kyle Reese in the Terminator.
I wonder why was that? Does it say why? Was it scheduling conflict?
No,
he didn't do?
Don't know. Turned it down. Maybe didn't like it. Bad move. But who can imagine anyone except Michael Biehn playing that?
Yeah, I got to say that I wouldn't mind seeing a version of the Terminator with Mel as Kyle Reese. He also turned down the role on The Fly.
He did to film this.
That went to Jeff Goldblum. Now, that's an interesting casting choice because I think Jeff Goldblum just absolutely owns that role, and he's super creepy in it.
Yeah, he is.
He's another one that just plays Jeff Goldblum though, and he's
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, he also was the first choice to play Maximus. Turned that down. That's a big role.
Yeah. Well, that made Russell Crowe.
It did. All right, Danny Glover, our other star of this movie.
How good's Danny Glover?
Awesome.
Seriously.
Awesome.
What a legend.
Looking pretty fit. You know,
super fit.
Mate, he's in the bath. He's looking very fit in there. He's playing a 50-year-old. He's only 40 in this movie, though.
We're going to get to the bath. Yeah. I take umbrage with the bath scene.
I had it.
We're getting it.
Yeah, we're getting that. But yeah, no, he's only 40 years old. So Mel was playing a 38-year-old. And
Mel was 30.
Mel was 30, playing a 38, and Danny Glover was 40, playing a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
But so didn't start acting until he was 28, and was actually his film debut was in The Escape from Alcatraz. He was an inmate.
Right.
Just a very small role in that in 1979. Had a couple of roles in a couple of American sitcoms around 81.
Benson.
No, The Greatest American Hero.
Look
William
at what
Cat.
happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. Could have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Well done.
Do you know what? Every time... Yeah, William Cat. William Cat. Yeah. Every time you sing that, though, all I can think of is George Costanza.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Have I told the story on the podcast when I did when my mum and dad moved overseas? They went and lived in Singapore and left me at home as a 23-year-old. Still hadn't moved out. Got them to move out, and the first thing that I did was I changed the answering machine on the home phone to the "Believe it or not, we are not at home, so leave a message after the beep." My dad rang and left a message going, "Matthew, that's still my fucking house. Get rid of that message."
Oh, that's awesome.
So I left it on there for about another month until he nearly had a freaking heart attack, and then I deleted it.
Good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Back to this is Paul and Colleen's house that we're just living at while they go all around the world. Yeah. So anyway,
but So anyway, and Hill Street Blues.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's the greatest theme song of TV shows of all time.
Ding, ding,
but then he was on a
ding,
one of the great songs, one of the great shows.
It's on Disney now. You can watch it on Disney.
Yeah, I've watched a few episodes.
I've started watching it again. It is so leaps and bounds ahead of what everything was at the time.
James B.
Is
Sicking.
Detective Sipowicz in Hill Street Blues?
He is in, Sipowicz is in Hill Street Blues, yeah.
Detective Sipowicz does.
Veronica Hamill.
Hamill.
Oh my God, she's gorgeous. Yeah, stunning.
After that, he was doing some stuff from Broadway, which got him national recognition, and then he got cast into Places in the Heart in '84, which was nominated, I think, for Best Picture. Not sure if it won it. But after that, Okay.
Yep.
After that, he was in Witness as McPhee, 85.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, good movie, that one. And The Color Purple,
Yeah, Plim's favourite.
85. And that obviously garnered some awards. Then Silverado.
What a great Western.
Yeah.
Kevin
Which,
Costner, Kevin
Kevin
Kline.
Costner's so young.
So
in
young.
that, So young in
Yeah.
that. But yeah, after that, then Lethal Weapon, 87. Bat 21 as Captain Clark in 88.
What a great movie, Bat
Cracking.
21 is.
Gene
movie.
Hackman.
Yep, correct. Lethal Weapon 2, Predator 2 in 1990.
With Gary Busey.
Yes. Switchback.
What do we think of? I'm obviously likely to face wrath from one Sonny Payne and one Slade Nixon, but what do we think of Predator 2?
It's not even half the movie that the first Predator is, but it's not bad. It's watchable. But it is
okay.
Have you guys seen Prey? I haven't seen Prey yet.
Prey's excellent. Watch Prey.
Yeah.
Prey's really,
Haven't
really
seen
good.
it, no.
Yeah,
I'll
Prey's
check it
really
out.
good.
Anyway, Switchback with Dennis Quaid in 97.
Quaid.
Lethal Weapon 4. He was in Saw. In the original
He's,
Saw.
well, he's the
he
cop.
was
David
too,
Tapp,
yeah.
Detective David Tapp.
He's the copper.
Then a career high with Dreamgirls in 2006.
Mate, I'm telling you, Dreamgirls is one of the best movie musicals ever. Eddie Murphy is incredible. Beyonce, Jamie Foxx. Eddie Murphy should have won the Academy Award. It's a great music. The songs, the music is next level good. Thank you.
There you go.
I've spoken.
One of Sloane Nixon's favorite, Shooter, 2007.
He plays a scumbag.
With Marky Mark, yeah.
Shoot-
he's the colonel.
Shooter's a great
Yeah,
movie.
Shooter's very watchable.
The series is really, really good too. Have you ever watched
It's
the
got
series? of
Ryan
Shooter?
Felipe.
The series,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, it's a really good, it's pretty much like the movie. It's
Yeah.
very, very true to the movie. But yeah, I love that.
Is it Swayback? Swayback is four-leaf Swayback.
But American version of Death at a Funeral,
Yeah, please.
and Uncle Rustin in it. And then Jumanji, the next level.
Yeah, he plays the old dude who's the mate of the granddad.
Milo, yep,
Yeah, it's
yep,
it's
that's
great.
right.
Yeah, it's great. I love those movies. They're good. They're good fun.
But so look, he's when he was in Shooter, that's the 15th time he's appeared as a character that's either a cop or in the military. So a little bit of typecasting.
But
for
he's
him.
still fit, man.
Yeah.
He's still super fit. Really fit.
That's why I had the bar scene, so you could just
I'm waiting for
get the body out.
the Brad Pitt quick fire question here.
We'll get to that. All right, Gary Busey. Now, Gary Busey's first movie was a movie called Angel Warriors in 1971, alongside Scott Glenn. Now, the original title of this movie was Angels Hard as They Come.
Is it a porno?
Nope. The tagline was Big Men with Throbbing Machines and the Girls Who Take Them On. And the quick synopsis is sex, violence, and bikers on an action-filled ride. In this film, produced and co-written by Jonathan Demme.
Wowzers. Check that out, F-Wits. I haven't seen it, but check it out.
Sounds awesome.
Does.
But anyway, look, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot in 74 with Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
Good movie. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
I
it's
watched that not long ago.
I haven't seen it for a long time.
Yeah. Jeff Bridges as well, George Kennedy. Was Gary Busey in the original Star is Born too in 76.
Chris
Chris
Christopherson.
Christopherson.
Yep. And Barbara
Streep.
Streisand.
Oh, sorry. No. Barbara Streisand. Sorry.
Then was in the Buddy Holly story in 78. He playing the lead role.
What's with these homies dissing my girl?
Not that one.
Not that one. Sorry, wrong Buddy Holly.
Yeah, apparently he played the guitar and sang all the vocals in that.
I look just like Gary Busey.
Oh, and Mary Tyler Moore.
Great
I
song.
don't care what they say about us anyway.
Okay, yeah.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, but anyway, so the Buddy Holly story, he played guitar, sang all the vocals, got a Best Actor nomination for that, and in 78. But the bigger movie of 1978 that he was in, Big Wednesday,
Yeah.
as Leroy Smith. One of the greatest movies of all time and should be
Very
covered
good.
on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you claiming?
Speaking of William Catt,
Are you Jan Michael Vincent.
Oh, Jan Michael Vincent
Are
from
you?
Airwolf.
Would you say Big Wednesday's your favorite movie?
it'd be very close.
Yeah, we're doing our top 10 movies soon, so you need to start thinking about that. So
I almost thought it's right up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie. But then obviously 78. Then a few years in the wilderness, lost his career, lost his way a little bit there.
Got on the Persians big time.
I think he
Big
did.
time. He was an 80s child.
Yeah.
He was racking like no other.
But then, back with Lethal Weapon in 87. So as Mr. Joshua, which he's credited as his big comeback role. Then he was in Predator 2 as well as Peter Keyes,
Yeah, he's a
1990.
bad dude.
And then obviously Pappas in Point Break.
Angelo Pappas.
So
Meatball
good.
subs.
I'll take two.
He's great in that movie. What a great movie Point Break is.
Point Break. The original Point Break is such a good movie.
Yeah. There's no other Point Break. We never shall
Starring
mention the
Phelpsy.
remake.
Did you get a hold of Phelpsy this week?
No, I keep asking me every week, please, Dan. I enjoy it.
He's just
done.
I'm getting spammed on free-to-air TV with the finale of Home and Away with Phelpsy at a wedding or something like that, and he's been in the top pasture, old Phelpsy.
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe now that he's done, we might be able to snag him.
He doesn't have to don the red sluggos anymore, so he's cut the sick.
He was very good in Baywatch.
He was excellent. You're a legend, Phelpsy. Get on our podcast.
All right. Anyway, Under Siege, Commander Krill 92, and The Firm in 93. That's about the
he's good
the
in
highlights.
He's good in Under Siege. What a great movie that is too. That's Stephen Scholes. Could be his best. Definitely his most mainstream.
Yep. After that, 2014, won season 14 of Celebrity Big Brother in the UK. So,
Highlight.
Really,
he's like
really
Ricky Gervais.
First American to win the reality show.
It's extras. Where Ricky Gervais goes on Big Brother at the end as the meltdown.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
One of the great episodes. One of the great monologues, actually, into that show.
But it was considered for the role of Jay Pritchett on Modern Family.
Oh,
Wow.
he could have done that. That would have worked.
Yeah. I think he would
Ed
have
O'Neill's very good.
Ed O'Neill is awesome.
Very, very
I
good.
believe they wrote it for Ed O'Neill, but there was something that happened, or he came in later, or he couldn't do it. He wasn't originally supposed to do it. Then there was something that happened there. But yeah, anyway, we'll move on. Mitchell Ryan.
Wow, we're going deep.
Well, there's only a couple. Well,
is he the police captain?
No.
Okay.
He's the general.
So
great character actor. There's been a lot of things. He was in High Plains Drifter.
Yep.
And Magnum Force alongside Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
He was the officer. He was Officer Charlie McCoy in that.
Charlie McCoy, yeah.
Then just went through a run of TV for a few years. Just some awesome shows. Heart to Heart, Hardcastle and McCormick, Dallas, The A-Team, North and South, All My Children, St. Elsewhere. Before,
just quietly, like, how good was Heart to Heart? Robert Wagner.
Yeah.
Was it Stephanie Seymour? What was her name?
No.
Stephanie Powers.
Stephanie Powers.
Yeah. Loved Heart to Heart.
Yeah. But look, then Lethal Weapon as a general, Hot Shots Part 2. Judge Dredd, he was Vardis Hammond in Judge Dredd.
Yeah, he's starting to slum it now.
And was in The Devil's Own as Chief Jim Kelly alongside.
That's a bad movie.
Oh,
that's
Brad Pitt.
Harrison Ford.
And Harrison Ford, yeah.
Brad Pitt does the worst Irish accent in the history of accents.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
And then, look, his last real big role was probably in Liar Liar as Mr. Allen.
Yeah.
He was the boss.
Okay, yep.
The only other person we got in here is Darlene Love, who is Trish Murtaugh.
Yep.
Now, the only reason I got her in there is because she was actually a career. She was a lead singer with a vocal trio called the Blossoms. So they did the original, and she was in the band called the Crystals as well. They were the backing band for Elvis Presley on a number of recordings and did a lot of stuff with him early on. They also backed Tom Jones during some of his shows. But she was 25 when she had a first hit record with the Do Ron Ron. With the Crystals, right? So
yeah.
She was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2011 alongside Neil Diamond, Alice Cooper, and Tom Waits.
Yeah.
So didn't do much acting-wise beyond the Lethal Weapon franchises, but very interesting other career.
Yep. The other one we should probably talk just a little bit about is the Huntsucker guy, Tom Atkins.
Tom Atkins.
Who plays,
he's a I've seen you before guy.
Yeah, so he was in a heap of stuff in the 70s. Like he was in Escape from New York. He was in The Fog. He was a bit of a John Carpenter guy. He's in Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, one with it's about the masks.
I was going to put him in because he's such a small part in this movie.
But he's in TJ Hooker gear.
Oh, well.
The Fall Guy. Spencer for Hire.
Yeah.
The Equalizer. Mate, this guy rocks
Edward Woodward.
Yeah, it's a great show. I watched the first Equalizer movie with Denzel the other week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really good. They're really good.
Oh, both of those movies are unreal. The first one's the best.
Yeah, the third one's coming out. They're starting to do a third one. You know what they're doing? They're doing Dakota Fanning's going to star in The Equalizer 3. Now, she starred with him in Man on Fire as a kid. And now she's going to star with him as an adult in so it's pretty cool.
The Equalizer
She's
movie is
excellent
really
in Man on
good.
Fire.
She is
a lot better
one
than
of the best,
every single Australian child actor ever born, except for a couple of notables.
could be the best child performance of all time. She's young,
She's
man.
pretty
She's
good.
like only 9. She was amazing.
Tatum O'Neal would argue because of her Academy Award.
Yeah, well, you know.
But look, another couple of actors that were in the movie very briefly. Edo Ross.
Yep.
He was the guy buying the heroin.
Yep.
But he was in Full Metal Jacket, Lieutenant Touchdown, Action Jackson. He was Victor Rostavilli in Red Heat.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
That's
right.
guy. And he's in another 40 Hours as well.
Cocaine
so.
him. Cocaine him.
And of course, Al Long. Got to just bring him up
Yeah,
because
of
he's
course.
our 1 degree of
He is it.
Kurt.
Yep. We got a double one this one. We made up for last week. There been none in Love Actually. Well done, Gow. What about, I'll tell you what, we were talking off air about just how good 87 was for not only for movies, but for music. But we'll start with the movies because there's some quality movies in 87. What do you reckon, Gow? What are you going to start with?
Let me do the gross for you. The gross of this movie was 120 million. 65 million domestically and 55 million internationally. Opening weekend was $6.8 million. So, other 87 movies. Your favorite in at number 1 in the box office, Whitey. Your favorite solo movie of all time.
My favorite solo. Oh, Fatal Attraction.
Yeah. $320 million Fatal Attraction got.
So funny.
Beverly Hills Cop 2, $276 million. Dirty Dancing, $213 million. Living Daylights, $191, and 3 Men and a Baby rounding out the top 5 with $167 million. But Good Morning Vietnam, Predator. The ones that got all the awards were The Last Emperor. That got 9 nominations. I think got 9 awards, and I think Moonstruck had 3 wins as well with Cher. Michael Douglas got Best Actor for Wall Street. Cher for Moonstruck. Sean Connery was Best Supporting Actor in The Untouchables. But yeah, mate, there are some great movies. RoboCop was 87 as well.
Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket. Evil Dead 2, Hellraiser.
The Running Man.
Yeah, The Running Man. Mate, it's incredible. The movie, Wall Street.
Mannequin.
Spaceball. Oh, man, how good's Mannequin? Love Mannequin.
The Lost Boys.
Dirty Dancing. Prince of Darkness. Remember we tried to watch Prince of Darkness, Morgs, John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness, when you were at my place? Okay, and we had to turn it off. Bad Taste, Peter Jackson's first movie.
Yeah, remember that.
Oh, was it
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Stakeout was in there as well. Mate, there's so many. Eddie Murphy Raw came out in 87.
Mate, it's a bumper year. It really is. But
Is it as good as 86?
well, we're going to have to do the year off at some stage. But as good as the movies were in 87, I don't think it compares to the music in 87. The music in 87, the music has not died. Thank you, Daniel. The music is strong. The music is strong with 87.
Let's hear it.
Music
then.
is
Come on.
very, very strong.
Hit me. Give me some 1987 bangers.
Okay. Do you want to start from the top?
Let's go from the top.
Okay, you go one.
Number 1, a Paul White favorite.
Was my dad's favorite.
Walk like an Egyptian.
She's still a great sort. The
Susanna
lead singer.
Hoffs?
Yeah, she's 62. Check
Yeah,
her out
great
on
sort.
Instagram, fellow F-wits. Them are good.
Yeah, yeah. What about one of the great female rock bands? How do I get you alone? That's number 2. One of the great songs.
Heart.
One of the great songs from Heart. Heart are great. Really, really good. What about Whitney Houston? She gets in there with I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Number 5. Number 5.
When I'm saying we're crazy, what do they know? Put your hand in my hand, baby. Don't ever let go. Let the world around us
Was this
just
from
fall
Mannequin?
apart. Maybe we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we... Yeah,
good
nothing's
song.
going to stop us now from Mannequin.
Mannequin.
Yeah, Mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the theme to Mannequin. Great song.
Whitey, one of your favorites, Bruce Hornsby in The Range.
Oh, mate, that's a goobs.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's a good song to sleep to.
Number 10 was Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. Should have been number 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't believe the Bengals are in number 1 over that.
Yeah, came out late. Came out late in '87. Living on a prayer.
Doesn't matter.
What about La Bamba?
La Bamba's up there.
What about Issei Morales, Morgs, and La Bamba?
One of your better picks.
I think it's the greatest of all time. Uncle
Elias
Bob.
Cotillas was better.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good too.
We missed. We
No, hang on. Number 12. Number 12.
Okay.
Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody wang chung tonight.
That still gets played on 92 FM
It does.
daily
It
on
does.
the Gold Coast.
It's the best.
We missed Whitesnake in at 7 with Here I Go Again.
Oh yeah, very good.
Good song.
It's a good year, man.
What about Lady in Red? Krista Berg,
Mate,
21.
That was my go-to karaoke song for many a year
Yeah.
at Wong's, at the Chinese restaurant, whatever it was called down at Brookvale, in front of about 150 people.
Golden Singapura.
Golden, that was it. Never seen you looking so gorgeous as you did tonight. Never seen you shine so bright.
That was read as a poem at your wedding.
Never seen so many men ask you if you wanted to dance. Looking for a little romance. Given half a chance. Christopher.
I've had the time of my life. Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes.
From Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. Yeah.
Lean on Me.
When you're not strong.
What about Cutting Crew are in there too?
Just died in your arms tonight.
Oh, I just died in your arms tonight.
It sounded like he smelled one of his farts. I just fart in your face tonight.
Oh, God.
What about Kim Wilde? Keep me hanging on. Mate. It's a
Can
good
I
year.
jump in there? Can I jump
Please
in?
do. Please do.
Once again, you guys have looked at the Billboard chart, obviously, and not the Australian charts. So
Good, hit me.
there are some crossovers. I love a crossover, but I'm going to hit you with a couple of tracks unique to Australia in 1987.
Yeah.
The first one is, of course, Dave Dobbin's iconic hit from Across the Ditch.
Now, I saw that film clip before Fatal Attraction. I was bopping along, and then I was scarred.
They used to play a film clip before movies, didn't they? That was weird.
Well, because
so this was before
Dave
Flats,
Dobbin, Slice of Devon.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we've been on this for a while, so I'll go quick. But I talked about it off air. But Mel and Kim, respectable.
Yep.
Take or leave us. Only please believe us. We ain't never gonna be respectable.
Respectable.
I'll just do the Aussies. Electric Blue, Ice House.
Yeah, Ice
mate.
House.
That's a great album. That's
It is.
Man of Colours.
Man of Colours,
yeah.
It is. He's good. Northern
If a
Beaches
boy had
resident.
a chance with someone like you, are you gonna break his heart? Let him cry for the moon. He used to come in the video shop. What's his name?
Ivor Davies.
Lead singer. Ivor Davies used to come in the video shop. Yep.
Mate, what about the Party Boys? He's going to step on you again.
He used to come in the video shop as too.
He's going
Paul
to step
Christie.
on you again.
Paul Christie used to come
14.
in the video shop too. He's a bass player for the Party Boys.
Paul Lukakas, boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room and we can do it all night and you can make me feel right. Whoa.
I gotta say, Paul sucks Lukakas.
He does. I'm just going to list a couple more. Pseudo Echo, a major favourite of mine. Funky Town.
Mate, that was on the radio yesterday. I introduced Josh to that yesterday on the radio. 92.5, the greatest station.
Yeah, I'll get back onto that. Pseudo Echo, massive part of my childhood. Pseudo Echo. What's My Scene? Hoodoo Gurus. We're going to see them, aren't we?
Yeah.
In February.
Yeah, absolutely. We are in February. Yep.
But I'm just going to leave you with. I'll leave you with one last track. Perhaps the greatest track of 1987, and used in I think it was a closing season, or definitely a penultimate moment in the teledrama Neighbours. It's by the smallest rock star on earth, Angry Anderson, and it's called Suddenly.
Suddenly you're seeing me. That was to the wedding of Kylie Minogue.
Jason Donovan.
Jason Donovan.
Yeah,
was-
Charlene and whatever his name was.
Scott.
Scott. No, was he
Just
Scott?
the way I am.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm serving as much as I can to you.
you.
Silently. Every part of me needs to know every part
of
you. Oh, it's true.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Oh, I just died. Anyway, 1987. Well done, 1987.
Yeah, great year, great year. All right, I think we're done. Let's move on. Question time. All right, question 1. Is this the high watermark for buddy cop movies? Is this as good as it gets?
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
I agree. I think it definitely is. Definitely sets the benchmark early on that's rarely met.
Do you know that the only one I was thinking about it that it reminded me of was True Detective.
Yeah,
So
the
Woody
original.
Harrelson and
Yeah, that's amazing.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew
I
McConaughey, yeah.
enjoyed their chemistry as much as I enjoyed the chemistry of Murtaugh and Riggs. But other than that, I thought it was all a bit bolt on.
I'm just going to throw one in here. Is this
Go.
the best of the 4? Is Lethal Weapon the best of the 4?
I would argue that it is neck and neck with Lethal Weapon 2, and then the rest are piles of shit.
I don't think they're piles of shit. I think that there's definitely a downward slide.
It became too self-aware. It became a bit too in-jokey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it became very jokey, didn't it? But this one, having not watched it for a while, I was really, there's some things I think in 2 that I thought were in 1, because they kind of morph in over the years. But just that the way they start their relationship, how this is really the start of it, where they're not really friendly. There's a bit of banter, but it's not kind of what it turns out to be. So I thought it. Yeah,
absolutely.
I think this is the high
neck
watermark.
and neck 2 and 1. I think.
Yeah, that's a good take. I
fair.
like that. Okay, is Mel Gibson the best movie runner of all time?
Oh,
Because Tom Cruise is very good.
Tom Cruise is pretty poor at other gross motor skills, but
Yeah,
that's
definitely,
not
he's
true.
a good runner.
He's a very good runner. He's a terrible drunk actor. He's never had a drink in his life.
No, there's no doubt.
But yeah, Mel Gibson is extremely athletic. He would not have any issue of ever appearing in Ripley running in the
This definitely started the trend of him running in almost every single movie that he was in then, because he runs in every Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
He runs in almost every movie from here on.
Yeah.
I think he's the best. He looks the best. It looks natural.
Yeah, he goes good in this.
He does.
He's good at the old neck squeeze too.
Mate, he's good at everything.
Yeah.
He's good at everything. Okay, so this is an interesting one. So, and this is a bit something to discuss a bit deeper. So Tracy Wolf, who's Rian, who's Murtaugh's eldest daughter, gets a special introduction at the start of the movie in the credits. It says, and introducing Tracy Wolf, and then she's in about 7 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, not sure she's been cut.
Do you think
a la what's his name?
Oh yeah, Keith David.
Keith David
in
Craig David.
Roundhouse.
Yeah.
My theory. So my theory on this is that was there a thread where Gary Busey and her have some sort of relationship, because he picked her up for a date, which is how they got together, or did he just kidnap her? Because he said there's a boy that's turned up to pick up your daughter, and then
no.
Murtaugh goes,
the boyfriend that was he shot.
that was the
when he
boyfriend.
went to pick her up.
No, that's right. He shot the boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But so I don't know why she gets this special introduction and then she's in nothing of the movie.
I'm
maybe it was
guessing
a
the
larger
studio
role.
may have wanted to
Were they
give
pushing her?
Red up with a bullet. Yeah, that would be my only take.
Because she's a great sort.
Yeah.
But she literally did nothing but Lethal Weapon movies.
Yeah.
No, she went on some condom ads.
Oh God.
Makes me want to go out and buy a pack of rubbers.
I think it's time to move into the categories. We'll start with the good, the bad, the ugly, where we talk about the stuff that we like about the movie, the stuff that we think might be a little bit bad, and then the downright ugly. I'm not sure if there's any ugly. There might be, but there's probably a hell of a lot of good. And we're going to start with the man on the land today. So, Dan, what do you got for good?
For good, one particular segment I chose was the whole scene from where Riggs is getting tortured through to him breaking out Murtaugh and the daughter and then chasing Mr. Joshua through the streets. Just that whole, it's probably 10 minutes of action screen time. It is fucking excellent. I love every single bit about it. I think it's, every time I watch it, I think it's better. Who's next? who's next? Everything was awesome. But probably my favorite bit out of that is when he's just walking through the nightclub and trying to look inconspicuous, and then he's looking around, and then the guy comes from his left, and he just shoves the gun in his guts and goes, bah, bah, bah,
Yes.
bah, bah. Oh,
Yes.
just glocks him, Plims. It's awesome. So, no, it's a Beretta. Sorry, it's not a Glock.
Mate,
But,
takes about
yeah.
30 shots. Takes about 30 shots during those scenes.
Oh, it's
Mate,
fantastic.
That gun's got a never-ending.
Mate, there's a
never-ending
flagrant
chamber.
disregard for public safety in this movie.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that in the bad.
Yeah, well, when they're shooting. Oh, we'll wait.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
That was it for me for good. Just that whole
Yeah,
sequence
no, it is a great
is brilliant.
sequence. What about you, G-Man?
Love Jingle Bell Rock in the opening song. Loved it. Really made it a Christmas movie for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
My good was just we've already really touched on it, is the interaction between Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. Their chemistry is really good. You know, playing two polar opposites, but they really hit it off together straight away, you know, and you can sort of tell they're not there straight away, but they sort of bond later in the movie without getting too buddy-buddy.
Yeah.
So that's my good.
Yeah, they're an amazing, they're an amazing couple. Like they just riff off each other really, really well. I've got Mel Gibson just announces that the world already knew, but he's an out and out star from this movie. The drug by Christmas tree scene where the guy goes, it's 100, so he starts getting $100 out of his wallet.
funny.
I was crying at that part. I'd forgotten about that. I'd forgotten about the $100 out of the wallet. I think it's a great start to the movie. Like you are in from minute one with her up on the railing, jumping off. You are in. She actually made that jump herself.
Yeah,
the
she
actress,
did it herself, yeah.
So pretty amazing.
She was training under that, there was a guy who was a stunt specialist who I think passed away not long after. But they dedicated the movie to him. I think
they did. He died in a motorcycle crash, I think.
Motorcycle crash,
So Richard Donner is the man as a director.
Yep.
He directed
we didn't go through him,
no,
but
we didn't. But he's directed some of the greatest movies of the 80s or 70s, 80s and 90s.
Yep.
And has only just recently passed away, I think. He was down to direct Lethal Weapon 5 and he was like 96 or something, or 93. I've just to check if he hasn't died. I don't want to write him off just yet, but I think he has.
I'm not sure. I didn't.
If not, he's in my Deadpool. He's in my Deadpool too.
The movies he's done, unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, he did the original Superman. Did Superman 2 till he got booted off.
Well, yeah. Well, then
the Goonies.
The Goonies, Lady Hawk.
Yeah.
Scrooged.
Yeah.
Maverick. Conspiracy Theory. Like he's done.
He's a quality director.
And he was supposed to do. He was pursued by Michael Crichton to do Jurassic Park in '93, but didn't end up doing it.
Spielberg just went, hold my beer.
Yeah.
That's a good move, actually. Look, again, another movie that's lean and mean. Like, there's not a wasted minute in this movie. There's not, and it'll be interesting when we get to Quickfire. There's nothing I would change. This is the perfect length for this movie. There's nothing that you go, this is waffle. Not like last week with Love Actually, where you could easily cut 20 minutes out of that. But this one, you just can't. Everything is on point.
So this was Shane Black's first screenwriter that he sold as a 22-year-old straight out of UCLA. He made $250,000 for it, which was a lot of brass back then. But we haven't spoken about Shane Black yet. I'm going to. For Film School for Efforts this week, I thought I would introduce you all to Shane Black if you don't know about his jams. But I wanted to do a screenwriter death match between him and another screenwriter of note, Taylor Sheridan. So a more modern screenwriter versus Shane Black, screenwriter death match, Film School for F-Wits. If I was all of you, I'd just fast forward to that now.
I'm looking forward to talking about Shane Black. He's very, very good. And his original script was apparently very, very dark. So they had to actually bring another guy in to help to rewrite some of it to lighten it up a bit. I
often pick up work as a screen doctor, and that's when we go in and we fix scripts like this. So I was a bit too young to be brought in for the Lethal Weapon films, but I would have liked to have had a go. I think it would have been a lot of fun.
Cock doctor. Anyway.
Bullshit doctor.
Yeah, bullshit doctor. Look, my last thing in good is the kids outside Dixie's house.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have sex with Dixie. You're going to have sex with Dixie. I think that's what they say. I was losing it.
Yeah.
Or is it they say they're going to fuck Dixie or
They
whatever?
say they're going to arrest Dixie, you fucking
Yeah, that's
idiot.
what I thought.
Oh, really? I thought they're going to have sex
You're
with
gonna
Dixie.
arrest
So last
Dixie. Oh,
night-
yeah, the two cops are coming to have sex with Dixie.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I
but
guess
that's
it's
what it
possible.
was.
She's a sex worker in the film,
Yeah.
so yeah.
No,
obviously.
I thought exactly the same as you when I first heard last
Yeah.
night. Then I realised they weren't saying that.
Oh,
Because I
right.
heard, I was like, are they saying you're going to?
Oh, that's amazing. That
Yeah,
makes it
you're
even
meant to be
better.
the lyrics guy. Remember, I do the melody, you do the lyrics. We got everything's out of whack.
Okay, well, now the kids are out because they didn't say I want to have sex with Dixie, so they're gone. Okay, so let's move into the bad. We'll start with you, the G-Man. What do you got?
The bad one when they jump off the roof. Did you notice it? The handcuffs just pull apart. Like when he's got the guy on the roof, the jumper, and he goes, "Let's jump." He's 3, 2, 1. You can see it in slow motion. Their hands just rip apart. There's no cuffs on them anymore. The rubber cuffs come off.
Yeah. Do you know what I was
It's
thinking
so
of?
blatant.
You know what I was thinking of when they were about to jump off the roof? Morgs' famed Fletch and Hindy skit
Yes.
where Morgs broke Fletch or Hindy, whichever one it was. It was Fletch.
Yeah, Hindy landed on Fletch and they had to rush him
Busted
to
his
hospital
rib.
when we
Yeah.
did a Nitro Circus stunt that I actually had to test jump about 30 seconds prior to that and pretend that I was one of the Nitro Circus guys and jump 12 meters onto a inflatable bag in the in Darling Harbour while Stephen Beaver Menzies was perched on the front doing a front flip off the front of it in his manly headgear. So yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, that's all I thought about the whole time when he jumped off. I go, this is like
Yeah.
Fletch and Hindy.
Yeah, yeah, landing on top of each other.
Yeah. Anything else, Jamie?
Yeah. The other one is when Amanda Hunsaker jumps off the roof.
This
and
is funny.
lands.
This is funny.
Lands on the roof, blasts into the car, but then just is sitting there nicely with
Angelic.
Her,
It's
with
angelic.
Her, with her hands crossed
Yep.
and her
And covering a
and
vagina.
a 90, one boob out.
Yep.
You know, so that was
You've
it.
got to get that out. It's the 80s.
That's it. One boob out, but that was it. And just sitting there, no blood, nothing,
Yep.
no arms out of place, just like she's sleeping on the
Yep.
top of the car.
Yep. There could have been some blood.
It could have been. Well, they could have just positioned her a little differently.
Yeah.
She just smashed into a car and she's lying on the roof,
Yeah.
but like she's falling
Angelic.
asleep in bed.
Yeah. She was going to die anyway.
Yep.
She might have died before she got there.
She only had another 15 minutes.
Yep. Drano will do that.
Anyway, I've got another bad, but I think you're going to get to it, so I'm going to leave it for
Okay.
you.
Yep. Dan, what do you got?
I got two. The first bad was going back about 11 minutes in this podcast where Gow tried to sing Cuddy Crew. Oh, I just died in your arms tonight. That was really bad. But number two was, I think we've all got the same one for bad. It's the shootout with Joshua and Riggs in the streets where they're firing automatic weapons amongst the cars.
The cars.
That was definitely stuck out at me as probably not in the interests of health and safety from Riggs there. So everything is over the top about this movie, but I think he may have, as a cop, stopped firing his AR-16 at Mr. Joshua when there's cars all parked on the road in his line of fire.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got flagrant disregard to the effects of automatic gunfire.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Awesome.
So my other my other bad is, and I mentioned it earlier on, is the bathtub scene. I don't care if I'm 50, 60, 70, 80, 30. My whole family is not coming in when I'm in the bath. Shit floats in the bath, right? And I'm tipping he's rather fit. I reckon he's got something underneath the bubbles there, old Murtaugh. And they're in there. They're coming up and giving him a kiss and a hug.
The whole family's in there
It's
giving
weird.
him a cuddle. Yeah,
It's weird.
And a cake was in the bath. The other thing I have about that is, why is a 50-year-old man having a bath in the morning?
Yeah. See, my
before
son
he goes to work.
See, my 16-year-old son has heaps of baths, but we all know what he's doing in there, right? So I don't think that Murtaugh's doing that. The 50, 16, I don't know. Either way, a 50-year-old man should know it's not the best place to be pulling your wang, right? Because shit floats, right? Including your wang.
What are you
Murtaugh's a big guy too. Like, how does he
fit?
fit in those baths? How does he fit in that tiny little? Well, baths aren't big, right? Like,
No. Hollywood baths are bigger.
man. Yeah, that's a really odd scene. But anyway,
because the bath is recurring because in the second one where he pulls him into the bath and two people fit in the bath.
well, that's true. Yeah.
Without anything happening to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's for another podcast. That's it for me for bad. Anyone got anything for ugly?
Yeah,
no, I think we've hit everything. Okay, Morgs, go.
So there's a couple of deleted scenes from this film which you can check out on YouTube. So one of them's really good and one of them's really ugly. So the first one is there was an alternate beginning to the film where it actually had Riggs in a bar and he comes across he's smashing Jack Daniels by the bottle, and he is the most sober Jack Daniels swiller that I've ever seen in my life. If any of us had a bottle of Jack Daniels, we would have already defecated on our shoes and be lying in a pool of our own blood. But anyway, Riggs is quite compos mentis and quite able to punch out 3 cronies in the bar and then get a free bottle of Jack Daniels from the barman on his way out, just for being a good bloke. So that
It's art imitating life.
one. That was good. But the ugly scene was another deleted scene where Riggs is called out. He's the first on site to a school shooting, which obviously not a lot of school shootings in the news in 1987, but thanks to the wonderful world in which we live, and especially our American friends, seems to be every other week that a school shooting is mentioned on the news. But this other deleted scene had a sniper actually shooting at kids, and Riggs goes along, and the guy's got a long scope rifle and can't shoot for shit, and Riggs takes him out with his Beretta from ground level. So it definitely hadn't aged well, and I'm pretty glad that they didn't include that in the film. So fairly ugly.
Yeah, absolutely. Not needed. All right, well done. Well
Nice.
done. Dan, so we're going to keep with you, and we're going to go into Morgs' quickfire.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go quick fire. Do I get the sound effects this week?
Maybe.
Sound effects, Morgs.
Go.
Oh.
I'm staying in your arms tonight. Oh.
Not
The
the
first quick fire, that's not a knife, for a scene or quote or anything that's passed over into pop culture from this film. I think we've got one this week. What do you guys think?
We do. 100% we do.
Yeah,
I
go
think
now.
so.
We have got, I'm too old for this shit.
Absolutely.
That is
the
always, that one, Whitey says that one quite a lot.
Well, I'm too old for this shit.
Quite a lot. The other one that Morgs says that I said a lot of these is, know where you live.
Know where you live. No way.
I was so excited when that came on because I hadn't seen it for a while.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, this is it. This is Know Where You Live. So,
Yeah.
excellent. So,
But
I'm going to go with both. Excellent.
Yes, definitely. They've crossed over.
Number 2, hey, Derek Spreckens' dick for the biggest knobhead character in the film. I don't know. Anyone that really jumped out at
Huntsucker.
you?
Huntsucker.
Huntsucker's a bit of a knob. That's true. The 3...
He does spill his guts pretty quick, doesn't he? He sort of just,
he's
Mate,
pretty
like,
soft.
no, I don't want to tell. I can't tell you they're too bad. All right, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
No one else really, I don't think.
Gets his daughter killed.
I wasn't terribly sad when he was drinking the eggnog and got shot by Mr. Joshua out of the helicopter, which again was an awesome scene. Well done, Shane Black.
Yeah.
Or the
But
script
what
doctor.
about what's going on there? Is that a funeral or a wedding that's happening down below? There's something happening down below,
Yeah,
and
it's
I thought it was a funeral for
is it her funeral?
maybe, yeah.
Because
You'd have to think so.
the helicopter comes over and no one moves.
No, no one apparently heard the helicopter.
No one heard the
coming.
helicopter or the gunshots. Everyone's just sort of staying there. I'm like, right.
Yeah, but no one heard that come down behind the mountain. Like
Yeah.
even Riggs, who's standing outside, didn't notice that there was a helicopter.
Had his hair in his ears.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to go with Huntsucker. I would have accepted the heroin dealers at the start too. They're a bit dorkish.
They're idiots.
Number 3, Jennifer Jason Leigh in backdraft for an actor that thinks they're in another movie. Anyone that stood out really?
I could say Rianne when she's kidnapped and just get in the fucking car.
Yeah.
There's all gunshots going. She's just standing there acting like a twat, and it's like either run to your dad or get in a car.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's a
I'll
bit of an
ex-
idiot.
I'll
She's a
accept
bit of
that.
an idiot.
Yep. I will certainly accept that.
She's
Now,
also
anyone-
coming up. So she's also coming up shortly.
Yes.
I don't know. I wasn't really happy with Edo Ross's character, and he's the guy that was buying the heroin, like we talked about earlier. But he was a bit, like he came in and he's all tough, and then all of a sudden he's running out the door. I don't know. It was a funny little character, I thought, in the movie.
Yeah, you think that people in that game might have a bit more front
Yeah,
and
it's tougher.
go
Bit
to water straight away. Yeah, both excellent choices. Well done. Another Ripley running, obviously, our favourite lack of athletic prowess on film, a la Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. Anyone that stood out in this film, I think we all agree on one.
I have one. I'm not sure if we all agree on it, but I have Danny Glover throwing the grenade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very poor.
The worst throw of a grenade ever.
God.
He didn't get anywhere near them.
Come on, Danny. What are you doing, mate?
Also, when they come out and Riggs is off running down the street chasing them and he can't make it to the corner, he has to sink against the pole.
Yeah.
I kind of love and hate his sort of loping run that he does as
Yeah,
well.
he's all arms.
It's good because I'm sure it was his choice as the actor for that character. But yeah, it's pretty funny on the rewatch. So.
Also, when he tried to run away behind the car when they're shooting at him, he tries to run and then he just stops, like puts the big bird arms out.
Danny Glover wins, no doubt.
Danny Glover takes out Ripley running. Well done, Danny. Robot sentries from the Mighty Aliens for an additional scene in a director's cut that you'd like to see that adds a bit to the movie. I already talked about the 2 deleted scenes that they didn't go with, and I think that, I think the final cut's better than those 2 scenes. But
Perfect movie.
Whitey, you mentioned earlier about perhaps seeing the boyfriend going up to pick up Riggs's Murtaugh's daughter.
That wouldn't have been a bad scene to see.
Yeah,
You could have seen that.
Would have seen what Joshua
you might
did.
not have had. Yeah, but you might not have had to seen that, but at least seen maybe the boyfriend turning up and Joshua turning up.
Yes.
And then it cut back, and then, but then it would destroy that bit where he goes, "Oh, is he blonde?" and blah 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 blah, and he goes, "How'd you know?" So it could have killed that part of the movie as well. So I think it's a perfect film. I don't think you touched it.
Okay.
I don't think there's no need.
Yeah.
No, all good.
All right, last but definitely not least, Whitey's Brad Pitt. Now, we've had a run of females selected in this category, so I'm not sure if that's going to change for this week.
It's continuing. It's continuing.
Whitey, your Brad Pitt for this film?
I'm going for Rihanna. In a heartbeat.
I'll accept that only because she's actually 27 in real life.
I was going to say she's 13.
16.
She's not 13 in the show.
She's 13 in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, in
I
the
didn't
first
know
one,
that.
she's supposed to be 13.
Right. Okay.
No.
Okay, well, maybe. No, surely not.
They said it. They say it in the movie. They say,
wow, okay.
daughter turning 13.
All right. Well, look.
No, she can't be because she wears the dress. No, she's got to be older.
She's older. She's like 18. She's about to
maybe
graduate.
One of the ones that's 13, yeah.
She is 27.
But
so
she's
that's
27,
the reason why.
so I'll accept it. Gow.
No, I didn't really have anything for that. Murtaugh was fit in the bath. We talked about that.
Gow.
That's
Gow
about it.
swinging.
Okay.
Gow swinging. He's going to go.
I'll accept Murtaugh. So that's a Murtaugh for Gow and a daughter for
Looking good for a
Whitey.
50-year-old.
Excellent.
What about you, Morgs? What about you?
I didn't have a choice for this one. I do have a soft spot for Mel Gibson's hair, so I'm at the moment trying to either grow his or Michael Hutchence from 1987. I haven't chosen which, but definitely peak Mel hotness.
Oh, you're looking very Shabu Shabar, Morgs. I'll give you that.
Thank you. I'm a few years off kick. I agree. That's
long
it.
as you're not looking.
That's it.
All right.
That's it. Quick fire. Thank
Well
you
done.
all.
Okay, listen to this. We'll talk about a bit of the stuff that happens behind the scenes, and we'll start with Gow. This is his little baby. What do you got, mate?
Here's a good little one. There are only 2 actors that are in a Die Hard movie and a Lethal Weapon movie. Do you know who they are?
Oh, it's Token. It's our mate.
Yeah, Al Young.
Al Young, yeah.
Yeah, right. He's both of them. Who's the other one?
In a Die Hard movie and a Lethal Weapon movie.
I'm going to give you a hint. I was in junior high, dickhead. Randall Bush.
Oh, really?
So he's the cop at the start. When Murtaugh looks at Riggs and he's outside with the gun, he goes, gun, and he runs in. That's the cop he's talking to.
Ah, right.
Randall
Well,
Bush.
yeah. There you go. I was in junior high.
So they're the only 2 to be in both of those movies. The other one was that one of those 3 drug dealers at the start he's credited his name is Blackie Dammit, but his real name is John Kiedis. Anthony Kiedis' father.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well done, Gow. That's pretty good.
And the other one was that Shane Black actually wanted William Hurt to play the role of Martin Riggs.
Yeah.
But it was decided that he was a bit too, not well known enough, or not too obscure.
Yeah.
For the part.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys noticed when Murtaugh and Riggs are walking early in the movie. They're walking down the street in LA, and the cinema behind them is playing The Lost Boys.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, movie of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. But even better is when they go back. When they go back to the house after Rianne's been kidnapped, and they go into the kitchen, on the side of the fridge, there's an anti-apartheid sticker on the side of the fridge, foreshadowing Lethal Weapon 2.
There you go.
Yeah, diplomatic immunity.
It's just been revoked.
Yeah, I nearly died in my arms tonight when I saw that one this afternoon.
Oh my god.
Okay, so when Murtaugh tells Riggs that Huntsucker saved his life in the Da Nang Valley, Mel Gibson plays the Colonel Hal Moore in We Were Soldiers, which
Yep.
is actually about that battle, which is pretty cool. So Brian Dennehy was considered for the role of Murtaugh.
Okay.
Yeah, a Born to Watch favourite,
Yeah.
Brian Dennehy, but he'd already done it. He'd already done heaps of cops. He'd done FX. He'd done First Blood. So
Because I believe at the start they didn't have anyone in mind for the role.
it wasn't ethnically.
No, there was no ethnicity to
No.
it. But then someone just said, "What about Danny Glover?" Because they'd seen him in something and they thought he'd do really well.
It
So
was
they
from
flew
Color
him out.
Purple, so they saw him in
Yeah.
Color Purple. Yeah.
But they actually flew him in from wherever he was in the US, and they flew Mel in from Sydney. He was in Sydney at the time.
Yeah.
In to do the audition.
So Richard Donner got Shane Black to rewrite the script about 10 times, and every time it was still too dark.
Oh, really?
So he's pretty cool. And apparently, Joel Silver, the producer, said that Ridley Scott was the first person
Yep.
they wanted to
I heard that.
direct it.
Yeah.
So in the end, Joel Silver worked with Tony Scott on Last Boy Scout. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right.
I got one.
Oh my God.
We're about to talk a bit more about Shane Black, a noted writer-director, but there was another noted actor-director that was slated to direct this film, Lethal Weapon, prior to Richard Donner coming on board. Do you know who it was?
No.
It was Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy.
It was too.
Leonard
I was
Nimoy,
thinking it was
that's
Leonard
right.
Nimoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turned it
that's a good
down.
one.
It just
That's a good
wasn't his bag, baby. So he went off and did Three Men and a Baby instead, which was not.
Well, that was
critically-
87 as well. He might have
Yeah.
already been tied up in that. Because that
Could
was
have been,
87.
but
right?
the word on the street from amongst my colleagues was that he just wasn't down with the material. So Three Men and a
really?
Baby
Okay.
was more his bag. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Listen to this.
There you
Ha ha!
go.
Suck that, perp. I'm involved in everything.
Well done, Perp. Okay, so we've had 1 degree of Kurt Russell. Well done. Quotables, yeah.
Well, we've been through most of them. No Way You Live, No Way. All
Yeah.
for this shit.
Yeah.
I'll leave you guys for the last one because I know someone will have that.
Yep.
The only one I liked was Murtaugh to Josh at the end, going, "Looking for your general friend? He's barbecuing his nuts on Hollywood Boulevard."
That was very good, that scene where the car crashes and there's just coke going everywhere, or heroin.
And he's
Heroin
lying. He's
going
lying
everywhere.
in the car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
like
just
with
can't get to the. He's got 6 or whatever grenades there that he can't get to.
very, very loose on his grenade carry.
Very loose.
Just obviously just threw them in the bag.
Yeah, very loose. Obviously, I'm too old for this shit, which you've already been
Yep.
through. But there's a couple of things. Riggs says, "I don't make things complicated. That's the way they get all by themselves." And the other one where Murtaugh says to him, "What do? Sleep with that thing under your pillow?" And Riggs says, "I would if I slept." It's just a really cool, like, you can see their bond building as the movie goes. Yeah, really good. But I love No Way You Live. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Morgs,
No
did you
Way
have
You
the
Live.
last one?
No, what was the last?
That's when he's leaving at the car and Riggs says to Murtaugh, "I do it real good, you know." "Do what?" "When I was 19, I did a guy in Laos from 1,000 yards out.
Yeah.
It was a rifle shot in high wind. Maybe
That-
10 guys in the world could have made that shot. It's the only thing I was ever good at. Well, see you tomorrow."
And on that note, I'm going to take a piss. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well done. Film school for F-wits. Take it away,
Yes,
Morgs.
fellow F-wits. Is this the last one of 2022?
Most certainly is.
Yeah,
Most certainly is.
I've very much enjoyed sharing some of my knowledge with you, fellow F-wits, this year. I hope you've learned something. I've got a special one for the end of the year. We've talked a little bit about Shano Black. His mates call him Shano. He was the screenwriter of Lethal Weapon. So I thought we'd do something a little different to finish this off and compare the exploits of Shane Black versus a slightly more modern screenwriter that you're probably all aware of in Taylor Sheridan of Dutton Ranch fame in Yellowstone, but also has done some amazing films. So it's the screenwriter death match. It's the first one we've done. It won't be the last. I thought we would look at a few categories and get you guys to vote on who you think is the winner. So round one is the first screenplay. So Shane Black, Lethal Weapon was his first screenplay, and he wrote that at the age of 22, just out of
It's a big one.
UCLA in Cali there, and sold it for $250,000, which was a lot of money. Screenwriters have a bit of notoriety for getting ripped off in Hollywood and being a bit at the bottom of the food chain, which you can understand rankles me quite a lot as a preeminent screenwriter myself. But Taylor Sheridan, actually, do you guys know what his first screenplay was?
Sicario.
That is correct. At the age of 40, after wouldn't say storied, but a bit of a jobbing acting career, Taylor Sheridan took a look at what was out there and went, I can fucking do that. And decided to write none other than Sicario as his first film. So both excellent films, different yet still great. What do you guys think? Shane versus Taylor, Lethal Weapon versus Sicario?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
As a first movie, Lethal Weapon's unbelievable, but he did have a lot of rewrites, is what he's saying. Like he got it rewritten
a few
times to make
it. Page. Yeah, Lethal Weapon had to be written into shape to bring out the humour. It was a bit dark, and then Sicario is an excellent film. I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to call round one a draw.
Yeah, I think it is a draw.
Yeah,
I think it is a draw.
Round one, a draw. Round two. So let's look at the second screenplay. Okay, so that your sophomore effort. If you're a band, it's always watched with great interest what your second album's going to be. So very similar with second screenplay. So Shane Black, The Monster Squad, was
great movie.
Second screenplay. I wouldn't use the word great. It's definitely
it's a great movie.
It's definitely
a good movie.
And then Taylor Sheridan.
Well, this one we know is going to Taylor Sheridan. Okay,
second screenplay. Do you know what it was?
Hell or High Water.
Hell or High Water. What an incredible film. Watched it only last week again. You want snappy dialogue, and it's just a great film. I'm going to give this to Taylor Sheridan. You guys can argue if you want, but I'm sorry, Shane O'Black.
No, it's got to go to Taylor Sheridan.
Yes. Round three. So I'm going to skip a couple of movies. We're going to go up to the fourth screenplay just because it works into my narrative better. So, but it's pretty good though. So Shane O'Black, his fourth screenplay was an absolute favourite of G Money, Cutting Crew, Gowan, The Last Boy Scout, which we spoke
cracking
about. So
movie.
Shane Black wrote that, and just a movie we all love but didn't get the critical acclaim that we feel it should have. Really interesting. I mean, who can think up an opening scene like an NFL player taking a fucking handgun out onto the field and shooting the defensive players before shooting himself in the head? It's pretty out there, Shane Black, and not a bad way to start your fourth screenplay. Taylor Sheridan, his number 4 was actually the second of the Sicarios, Day of the Soldado. It's an okay film. I didn't mind it, but definitely not as good.
It's not a
as Sicario, and I'm going to say not as enjoyable as The Last Boy Scout. So unless you guys argue, I'm going to give round 3 to Shane O'Black. So it's neck and neck, 1-1. Round.
Sorry, Rushy, on that. Shane Black received $1.75 million for that screenplay, The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, and hold your beer.
Unbelievable.
Because in the next round 4, a screenplay he wrote that you probably didn't know. So for Shane Black, he actually wrote The Long Kiss Goodnight, which is a film that Gow and I particularly like.
I'm not talking about the linen.
Samuel
Frank
L.
and Ernest.
Jackson, Gina Davis. What a great film. I love The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Incredible movie.
Shane Black was paid $4 million for the script for The Long Kiss Goodnight, which was absolutely fucking unheard of at the time. William Goldman wasn't getting that sort of wedge for scripts. No one was in the history of screenwriting, and it bombed. It was a box office flop.
Both The Last Boy Scout too. They both, have done really well post that, but they both weren't well received at the time, right? Like they weren't box office.
Exactly.
I saw Last Kiss Goodnight in the movies and absolutely loved it.
What a great film! So if that was re-released at a cinema, I'd go and see it in a heartbeat. So really good. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. But Taylor Sheridan, so another screenplay he wrote, you probably didn't know of. A more recent film. It's called For Those Who Wish Me Dead, starring Angelina Jolie. Have you guys seen that?
No,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's worth a look. It was a Netflix release. It's interesting, but not a pitch on The Long Kiss Goodnight. So I'm going to give round 4 to Shane O'Black. So that's 2-1 to
Mr. Black.
Round 5. So not only did these guys have a penchant for writing amazing scripts, but they're actually noted directors as well. So Shane O'Black actually directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, with Robert
Yep.
Downey Jr. and the mighty
That was
Val
his
Kilmer.
comeback.
But then he got thrown a start by Jean Favreau when after Kiss Kiss Bang Bang to direct Iron Man 3, which I thought, whatever. But it's actually the 15th highest grossing film of all time. So he didn't.
It's a good Iron Man movie.
It's an Iron Man movie.
If they had, it's a good Iron Man movie. If they didn't have Iron Man 2, it would be exceptional. But it's a good Iron Man.
It's all right. He also directed The Nice Guys and The Predator, and he wrote all of these films as well. So writer, director, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, The Nice Guys. Nice Guys is good. The Predator, whatever.
The Nice Guys is better than good. The Nice Guys is excellent.
The Nice
Guys is one of the best movies of the 2010s.
Yeah, I like
so
The Nice
fucking
Guys.
good.
I should check it out again. I did enjoy it.
Yeah,
but
it's
haven't
excellent.
Revisited it.
Russell Crowe and
Gosling does
Ryan
good
Gosling.
comedy. Yeah,
Mate, Gosling's amazing.
He's
in
a
it.
triple
He's
threat.
so
He must
funny.
have a
he's
tiny
good.
wizard.
He's
You
good.
cannot have everything like he does. So.
Yeah.
Like
Ryan Reynolds.
And then Taylor Sheridan, writer director chops. I think he might get a bit smoked in this one. So Wind River, which is not a bad film. And
It's a dark movie, man.
Those who wish
Wind
me dead,
River's
it is.
a dark
Wind
movie.
River is dark, worth a look, F-wits. But no, look, Shane Black's taking this one out. So he's starting to get a bit of a roll on. So round 6, we're getting to the end. But round 6, so this guy's also dabbled in a bit of TV. So I just wanted to compare their TV chops. So Shane O'Black, unfortunately, gets a little smoked in this. So he was the director and writer of The Edge, which was a TV movie, which sucked. And he also was involved in story development for the Lethal Weapon TV series, especially the pilot episode, which also sucked with Damon Wayans and some nuffies. So Taylor Sheridan, though, I mean, this is where he hits his stride. Yellowstone, which is just the absolute heavy hitter.
Unbelievable.
Of world television at the moment. Absolutely snubbed by anyone that has anything to do with an awards ceremony, but is just beloved by a lot of the world and most of America, except in the bits on the sides, all through the guts and over the flyover states. They just absolutely love this. So also involved in The Mayor of Kingstown, which was excellent. Tulsa King, which I'm unsure about, yes, but Terence Winter is co-showrunner on that one, so it's definitely got pedigree, so I'm hoping it will come good. The sequels to Yellowstone 1923 and 1883, but yeah, look, I think it's pretty easy to say that Taylor Sheridan is going to take out that one. So the final round is called Fuck It, I Can Act Too, You Actor Pussies, where we look at the acting roles that Shane O'Black and Taylor Sheridan have taken on. So Shane O'Black, he's had a pretty storied, he turns up a bit. So Night of the Creeps, but 1987, Rick Hawkins in Predator. So, Sonny Payne, I Live on His Land. I'm going to talk about one of his favourite films, but Rick Hawkins, excellent by Mr. Shane Black in that one. He's also in The Hunt for Red October, RoboCop 3. He pops out in As Good as It Gets, and a couple of other nuffy bits. But yeah, look, it's going to be.
Mate, he's in Dead Heat.
He's in Dead Heat. He is. He's a patrolman in Dead Heat. That's right, Gow. So yeah, he's has a good crack. Now Taylor Sheridan, though, he actually started out as an actor, not the other way around, with Shane O'Black. So he's been in everything from Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, to Party of Five, to Walker, Texas Ranger, Star Trek Enterprise, CSI New York, Veronica Mars, and of course David Hale on Sons of Anarchy, which he wrote as well. So NCIS Los Angeles, he turns up in Hell or High Water. I don't care. He wasn't in Predator, so I'm going to give it a draw, which means that our final score for Screenwriter Deathmatch is Shane O'Black has taken out 3-2. Well done, Shane Black.
Yeah, good. That's a good choice there. That's a good winner.
Nice work. Good work, Morgs.
Well done, Dan. Nice little change up there, which we like every now and again. Okay, now we're moving into the Stan Bush Kick Arse Credit Song, and I'm on the block. And this was a hard one, I must say. Normally, stuff comes pretty easy to me when it comes to the Kick Arse Credit Song, usually about 65, 70 seconds, well under the 2-minute barrier that Dan sort of likes us to do. But this one took a bit longer. So anyway, this one is called Hell of a Team. And it's got a bit of a, I think it's maybe got a bit of punk origin to it. Maybe the sort of run, it's got a bit of a run on it. So let's hope that I don't fuck it because I've already forgotten how it goes. Okay, here we go. So Stan Bush, Kick Arse Credit Song. Hell of a team. Ah, dear me. There's a bullet in the chamber and the end is looking near. Your wife died in a car crash and it's living that you fear. Got the balls to pull the trigger, then there's business to be done. His name is Martin Riggs and he's a lethal weapon. Murtaugh and Riggs make a hell of a team. No concern for the public when it's bullets that they stream. Busey'S an albino, loves to burn his own skin. When the real lunatic's a cop, you're sort of at his whim. He's a lethal weapon and his name is Riggs. In real life, he's a racist and he smokes heaps of cigs. With his partner, Murtaugh, they're a hell of a team. But what about Morgs? He doesn't have a spleen. With 3 sequels to be filmed, you would better be keen because Riggs and Murtaugh are a hell of a team.
Yes, nice work. Oh, got to mention.
Fucking
That's
hell.
awesome.
That was
Well done.
difficult. I fucked it, but I couldn't get the when the real lunatic's a cop. You're sort of at his whim.
Look, your lyrics are always outstanding. It's the phrasing and melody that let you down.
It's not my strong
sometimes,
suit. No, you know what it is? It's a lack of rehearsal.
No,
it's a lack of rehearsal.
It's your Bernie Taupin and Gow's Elton John. That's what it is. So
that sounds about right. Gow loves it.
No, excellent. Well played. Look,
good, solid song.
I still don't think you two are adhering to the 2-minute ethos of you just get it out.
I tell you what, that didn't take long. That was probably 5 minutes, I think. I can't get to 2 minutes.
Just be better.
That's all I live to give.
Every week. I
live to give. Better. I've got amazing stamina. Okay, star of the show, and we can't choose Stan Bush Kick Arse Credit Song. Gow, who's your MVP for Lethal Weapon?
I'm going to go the obvious choice with Riggs.
Yep.
He's so good in this, Mel Gibson. Really, really, really always loved him in this. In fact, both of them. It's really hard. It's a really hard choice between the two. I think, as I said before, they both work really well together. I think that the chemistry they have is unreal. But I'm gonna plump for him.
Yeah, it's a good choice. It's a good choice. What about you, Dan? Who's your MVP?
Yeah, I'm not going to choose. I'm just going to give it to Murtaugh and Riggs, Glover and Gibson in this one. I give them a 50-50 split on the MVP. Their chemistry is amazing. Really, really well done. Well done, boys.
Yeah, I don't think there's better chemistry in a buddy cop movie than this, and it just gets better as the movies go on, even though the movies might not hit the heights, apart from the second one. But I'm going to give it to Riggs, right? It's hard to split them, but I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm going to give it to Mel. And in saying that, there's only one thing I can say. Oh, Mel. Lethal Weapon is an absolute amazing film, and now we're heading to the rank bank. And we're going to start with. We might leave Dan to the end, I think, for this one because. I think we're going to just wait. And I think I'll start. I love this movie. It was very difficult to come up with some things to rate. So I'd like some feedback on these ones. So today we've got Burnt Blistered Arms.
Solid.
Freckled Chest Porn Actress.
Limbs.
Suicidal Cops. Flowing 80s Mullet. Now, we've already had Euro Mullets as one of the ratings. Waterlogged Street Fights. Very difficult. Anyone got anything else that we could add into that? Maybe rate as?
I think the mullet. I think it's very, very much the iconic part of the character, and the costume is Riggs' mullet. So I'm happy with that.
I would go with that. We'd go with Burbank the cat.
We're not going with Burbank the cat.
Money's on the dog.
Flowing 80s mullets it is. So, Gow, how many... Oh, it's me, actually. So, Whitey, how many flowing 80s mullets are you going to give Lethal Weapon? I love this movie. This is as close to the perfect movie for me. It's lean. It's just amazing.
You've already given a couple of 5s out.
I have. This gets 4.5 from me. This isn't a 5. It gets 4.5. It was hard. I could have given this 5, but I'm going to sit back and go 4.5. What about you, G-Man?
I'm giving it 4.5 as well. I'm thinking 4.75. 4.5 for me. I'll
Nice.
go with 4.5
Yeah,
as
I
well.
like that.
I really, really love this movie. It's great.
Yep. What about you,
Nothing
Dan?
more to say.
Yeah, I can't tell you how much I enjoy. Well, I can tell you that's what this podcast a bit was. We tell each other things. So I enjoyed watching this movie so much this week. I think I had a couple of single fins, probably 5. I was on the couch and I was just thrown back to our boyhood when we used to watch this all the time. Fellow F-wits, I'm going to go out there and give this my first 5 ever, 5 out of 5.
Nice.
I love this movie. I will love it forever. This Marie Kondo can suck it. This will not be going into the shelf. I'll be watching this many, many, many more times in my life. 5 out of 5 for me for Lethal Weapon. If you haven't seen it, you're a dickhead. If you have seen it, watch it again. It's fantastic.
Well done, Dan. That's a big one. Okay, Gow, where does this put Lethal Weapon in the pantheon of the rank bank?
Okay. With our ratings, this gives us an overall rating of 4.67, which puts us into the number 1 spot.
Oh!
Above the thing at 4.5 flamethrowers, above Silence of the Lambs, although that was only a 2-person.
That was
vote,
only a
wasn't it?
2-person pod, yeah.
4.67. Wow, right out there, 80s flowing mullets. That's a great result. Well deserved.
I can't disagree. I think it's better than every movie on that.
Top Gun Maverick down to 4th now.
Yep. I think it's going to slip, man.
Yep.
It's going to slip. Recency bias doesn't happen here on Born to Watch. Recency bias is a thing of the past.
Tell you what, First Blood could have been up there, but got a 3.5.
Yeah.
Low rating.
It was a low rating.
This movie's way better than First Blood. Suck it, Sloan.
I don't think I can disagree with that. I love First Blood.
This is better than The Thing to me. The Thing's a great movie, but this is better.
I gave the Thing 5. The Thing means more to me than Lethal Weapon, I think, just because I sort of discovered it. It was like a bit of a hidden secret that I found. But yeah, look, I'm happy with Lethal Weapon there. And I'll tell you what, it's not just first. It's substantially first.
Yeah, 4.5 to 4.67.
Substantially first. Well done, Morgs. Very proud of you being able to get out of your own head and give a 5. So you've letting the people know what it means and what it takes to get a 5
well
from
deserved.
the man on the land.
Just a very enjoyable cinema experience, and
yeah,
lots of nostalgia with that one. And great job, Shane O'Black.
Okay, so what have we been watching, boys? What's been going on this week?
Cool. I'm into Yellowstone and
Still?
Mystery Road. Yeah, Yellowstone. Well, I haven't caught up this week yet.
And Mystery Road, is it improving? Season 2?
I've only watched the 1 episode. Haven't got that far into it yet. Haven't watched much this week, so I'm going to rectify that tomorrow.
Okay. And what about you, Dan?
Oh, we just spoke like 12 hours ago. So whatever I was watching last time we spoke.
Excellent. Well, I went and saw Avatar 2. With the man from Sunny Payne's Land was down on the Gold Coast for a day, and we went on the Sunday night to see it in 3D. And I got to say,
you saw it in 3D.
Saw it in 3D.
Oh, that makes me
now,
so queasy just thinking about it.
HFR 48, which is 48 frames per second.
Yeah, wow.
It is like nothing you have ever seen. I think I wrote a little thing on the socials saying that, is it long? Yes. Is it original? No. Is it great? Yes. Is it as good as the first one? Did it have the same effect as the first one did on me? No, because it's been done before. But I've got to say, the water stuff is next level. And the last 45 minutes is just flat out good, the battle. Although it did look a little too real because of the way it was filmed. But, yeah, well done, James Cameron. Never doubt him. I know, Morgs, you'll probably not watch it, but it's worth probably going to the cinema and having a little bit of a tweak at it maybe when it goes to Cheapy Tuesday for you, Dan.
I don't know if I've got 3.5 hours to invest in it. That's the only thing.
How many pizzas?
Okay. So this is the interesting thing, is that in the whole movie, one person got up to go to the toilet. One person. And it was a packed cinema. And not only that, there was not a sound. No one made a sound. The whole cinema was purely invested in
That's because Sonny was in there.
Good point.
He gets angry.
He'd be ripping into people.
So we sat at the very back row, and the guys in front were talking amongst themselves as the as the ads and stuff, Val
Yep.
Morgan was on, and I was thinking to myself, "You better shut the fuck up.
They're going to
Sid,
cop it
because
in a second.
You're about to get downright murdered in the dark, right?" and there was not one sound. And it was funny sitting with Sonny because in that last 45 minutes where all hell breaks loose, I looked next to me and he is sitting forward on his chair, leaning forward, watching the screen, thinking, yeah, this guy's in. It's worth a watch. It's great. And Damo and I are actually going to be doing a little bit of a review on if we've probably already been released, to be honest, before you got to this. So I hope you enjoyed the review we did.
Didn't we just do a review?
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the review that we did because it's probably going to be coming out on the Christmas weekend. But yeah, Avatar 2, worth a watch.
Nice.
All right, so that's it for this week. And Morgs destroyed the sausage mince, but we hope you have had an amazing Christmas when you do eventually have it, which will be when you're listening to this. You would have had your Christmas, but for now, you haven't had it. But we're giving you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Christmas forward for after the fact for you having had Christmas and not had it yet. Does that make sense?
Good night, everyone.
No, we're going up on the land. Our next recording after the Avatar review, which will be out before this, will be up on the land.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Morgs has promised me a few single fins, so
yeah,
this could go anywhere.
Well, I think we're going to have to record at 6:30 a.m. in the morning just to make sure Morgs isn't on the piss. I'm looking forward to getting around.
He might still be coming in hot.
Looking forward to getting around the lagoon pool and having all the gear up there on the deck. Hopefully it doesn't cave in under the weight of having humans on it. I'm sure it won't. It's been masterfully built. And we're going to go and we're going to be doing a movie that we have spoken about tonight from the great Shane Black, Predator.
Oh,
that's a great choice.
And we are going to have a special guest for that one, Sonny Payne from Sonny Payne's Land.
That's great. This is going to be a really good episode. Can't wait to do this one.
This is going to be interesting for Morgs because I know Predator holds a special place in his heart as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what we get out of him for the rank bank.
Very true. Do love Predator.
So many questions.
Yeah.
So much room for activities.
So much room for activities.
You guys, it's not, you're going to have to muck in with the chores as well. Like the farm doesn't run itself. So,
I'll be doing fuck all.
We'll do some playtime.
I'll be getting you a couple of beers, Morgs, don't worry.
Thank you.
I'll be sleeping in. On that note, it's been an absolute pleasure and have a happy new year. And we shall see you in 2023. Bye for now.
See you, everybody.
Oh, I just died in your arms tonight.
You're a fuckwit, mate.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Born to Watch. To join us on our journey into some of our favourite movies of all time, you can find us on all good podcast networks like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and share with your friends.